Is this thing on? Can you hear me? Is anybody out there? Hey, tune in. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank, huh? It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the co-host Big Hank. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. Everybody tune in, you dig it? It's funny as hell, my dude. It's where we can kick it. Everything is going down. They about to do the most. It ain't a confrontation, it's a conversation, homie. Yo, on the weekends, Roy Anthony.
What it do? What it do? What it do? That's right. Look, Roy Anthony's out here, man. They can see you on this one too. You really don't need it. Look, they can see it. I'm here in Long Beach with my man Big Hank. Now you know it's the Roy Anthony Show with my co-stars Christina Anderson and Christina Carter. Yes, I don't know where Anderson came in from, and Big Hank. You see what? And the platform of the Woe Entertainment, which was created by Richie King, aka Redneck Pimp, co-creator Goose, along with our associate producers Blue Phoenix and Ethan, and all the numerous of hosts for the Woe Entertainment. Now, the point of the Roy Anthony Show was that me and Big Hank are professional comedians, so I had always said that we didn't want to be stationary. Now, we have a studio, but sometimes we out in the broad. You know, sometimes he's doing a lot of stuff for the church, a lot of lectures, you know his testimony. And then myself, matter of fact, we have a big comedy show November the 20th.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, you know you balling when you can just pop up on a nigga house with computers and all this nigga balling, man. I'm telling you, Roy Anthony balling, y'all, for real.
Man, I only learned from the big brother because, see, let me tell you something. Bad company corrupts good manners. Yes. This is the first time I've been over Big Hank's house since Big Hank has got in. Well, that's because you probably had to step through this. He wanted to go like he usually do. You know, Big Hank moves around a lot. And so now we're coming from beautiful Long Beach.
Yes, sir.
I'm in Kansas City. I'm be working around a lot for my company, and like I said, sometimes I'm gonna be here. But I was stating, I just came to Big Hank's house. Now, no one can tell me what God did. Now, I've been at his house, but not the house he bought. Look here. Yeah. So I get the GPS. I'm at the airport. Some of family members, I only let certain people pick me up because if I let some partners pick me up, I won't get my responsibilities taken care of. And so I get in and I said to GPS, I said he's in a new house. And I said he used to stay over there off not too far from the church. GPS, and I'm thinking it's putting in the old address because I'm going in the same direction. My man he got a house around the block in walking distance of where he works at the church. And the church is immaculate. I'm tears came to my eyes, y'all. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Tears came in my eyes. I'm looking, we walking to the side to the garage where he got the exit gate and everything. I'm in the man cave with the big TVs and new washers and dry. I mean, I was like, Lord have mercy.
Yes, sir.
When you feel the spirit and people look at us and say, oh yeah, they thugs and this and that. Let me tell you something. That's in man's opinions because man has no heaven or hell to put us in.
That's right.
See, I believe in where it says, to me, I always tell people the Bible to me is abbreviations, which meaning basic instructions before leaving earth.
Yes, sir.
because he always tells us to forgive. You
Yes.
know, he tells us to be a
Love.
help to others and show love. He said,
Yes, love.
joy, kindness, I think joy, kindness, and love, or charity and love. But of all of these, love is the top one.
It's the most important. Yes, sir.
You know, sometimes we've been on subjects where we've been talking about forgiving, and sometimes it seems like it's hard to forgive someone when you
Yeah.
do something for somebody or you expecting it in return,
Right.
you know, because the way I was taught is that an act of love covers a multitude of sin.
Yeah, yes, it does. Yes, sir.
So the act of love became of him even invite me in his house, you know, with his family and consider me. I mean, look here. That's an act of love. So all the sins he been doing in the past days before I came here has been washed away. Am I wrong? Am I wrong, Big Hank?
No, you perfectly right. Perfectly right. Yes, sir. His,
Emotions
his mercies is new every day. Every day
every
his mercies is new. What you did yesterday, even God, even he even forget about it. You dig what I'm saying? He don't. Yesterday was yesterday. Today is a new day, and you got new mercies day by day.
and because they always when I read it said that the only thing that cannot be forgiven is blaspheming the Holy Spirit. Of saying
Hmm.
that you know Jesus wasn't real.
Yeah, right.
So I ain't saying that.
I
So as long as I
never know.
ain't, yeah, I ain't never come close to that. So everything else I
Never.
do, he'll forgive me, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, the aura at Big Hank's house,
Yes,
they're
sir.
not sitting here scheming on how to do a bank robbery, none of that.
No.
The atmosphere is, hey, I've always said this, Big Hank. You
Yes,
ever
sir.
been? I've been where churches is the prettiest thing in the neighborhood is shabby looking.
Yes, sir.
I come down, I said, "Oh my God, that's the church." I leaned back in my back seat when I seen all the cars because I'm like, "Mine was heathen ass." You know, I'm about to do my podcast. But Pastor Williams, Dr. Williams, and Big Hank with the lives that they have came makes other heathens like myself know that it wasn't other people who oh a lot of people don't have that. Oh my goodness, they everybody asked me for the stream, you feel me? um hey everyone, please forgive me. Miss Moore's on there.
Yeah.
Let me get DJ King Mo. I apologize everybody, she just came up and said, hey y'all sounding good. Miss Moore, you gotta come up on there. I apologize to everybody. Um, Big Hank, I had a subject here, but the Spirit of God, it was just like, hey,
Yeah.
y'all, when I'm telling you, y'all hear this man's testimony. And I can just imagine, and I never say this to him, but I can just imagine being the number one man, the receiver, and everything. And next thing you know, he takes a different route, and everybody is shocked. And I can just imagine the nights
Yeah.
where he just laid there and thought to
Yeah. I went
yourself.
from touchdowns to being on lockdown.
And you had to see it's not just the
Hold
basic
on, man.
things that you came through. It is the mindset to know. Because look, bro, when I got in trouble, the first trouble I got into,
Hey, I'm coming in.
I felt that my whole family and everybody is disappointed. I felt that everybody, I disappointed them. And when
What happened,
everybody
Mom?
else was cool and was like, oh, Roy, it's gonna be all right, it made me say
Okay, hold
that
on.
I'm gonna do better.
Hold on a second.
Now, if anybody is for me, it's going to be if God is for me. If God is for me, then wait, our producer's calling. Hey, what's up with you, redneck? You on the line? You want me to send you the link too? Yeah, yeah, we're on. Me and Big Hank's I'm over at Hank's house. Okay. That was our head producer because everyone knew I was flying in back into my city, Long Beach. And we take our show very seriously. Now, it's been brought to me and to my attention of sometimes the things that I say, and I want everyone to know that I say some things that I'm saying them from emotions, but I also had to have better judgment on how I say certain things. I was I really concentrated on. We had a brother on last week named DJ Styles from um the DJs. I got the names off, just ran off my lips for a second. Um, yeah, man, I'm gonna be sitting up here stumbling because I need to know the DJs. Their name is sticking right in my head, and if I don't say it right, it's gonna bother me that I didn't say that. And I don't mind taking my time to make sure I look them up and say, make sure because she has it on all the time. Christina do, and it's the I want to make sure I said Fleet DJs. I kept want to say another word, but Fleet DJs, and we had a brother named DJ Styles. And DJ Style said that he was at a party and there was some guys that wasn't entertaining with the women, and he asked him a question like, "Man, what's up, fellas? All these women there with y'all gay?" And so one of the guys, got mad, and he didn't say that as a threat at him, but in our today's culture, we have to watch what we say because people are looking at you to be hypocritical. Now, Miss we have one of our main people, Miss Moore is one of the ladies that I always look up to. We call her a mentor. Some people would probably call her auntie, or if even if she's not your auntie, you're gonna say, "What's up, auntie?" Because that's how she comes out. So she's always saying, giving us on with the subject, and she says on here, God allowed you to go up, but when we fall down and had to look up and then have to talk to God, now look at you now. That's, I can just imagine how she would be saying that, But God has been opening up a lot of doors for myself.
Yes,
I'm
mama.
an actual test witness of what Big Hank is doing and stuff. His people has been hitting me up left and right. I just touched down. I had to get in there, Los Angeles. I had to get my driver's license renewed. You know how that go, and they want to make sure. I was trying to do it online, but they want to make sure that I was. They want to make sure that it was really me. They told me I had to show up in person, but
Mhm.
Hank, I was just been holding it down. Redneck wanted
Appreciate you,
to make
man.
sure that we had the show was up for us and stuff because he knew I was just touching down. And I had
Appreciate it.
stuff to y'all, but let me tell you something. When I saw what you know, because y'all don't know what I seen as I watched him. I, I've been knowing him solidly over 3 years. Feel like I've been knowing him 50, but I watched him a year prior to that.
Hmm.
And one of my other homies, Big Ski, and he would talk about Big Hank, and he would talk about Greenleaf, and they
Yes,
made up
sir.
the group the Grindies.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then he lost a good friend of his, and some
Yeah.
people would probably think when you have a good friend like his good friend was Ricky Harris, whose credits go through
Yes,
all
sir.
the stand-up comedies from Def Jams. I still remember had watching him on Def Jams when he was talking about Wesley Snipes be getting all the parts that he be knocking boots. He said, I always think about that.
Yes,
And it
sir.
was only that I got to meet him on the professional level. And I can just imagine what Big Hank and nephew Michael went through as far as losing one of their partners because he came out of the same hoods and became something. He was in that movie with Al Pacino,
Al Pacino and Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro.
Yeah, he went toe to toe
He,
with him, man. Held his whole thing. You know what I mean? He toe to
yeah,
toe with them niggas, man.
you can tell in
Scene for scene. He went
in
scene
the
for scene with
chemistry.
them up. Yes,
The
sir.
best thing I like in that movie, if anybody go see it, is called Heat.
Yes, sir.
And when he's in the the restaurant
Yeah.
and he's trying to heat him
Trying
up
to go.
like
He trying to go. He trying to go. He trying to go hard on De Niro.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
look, the chemistry.
Yes, sir.
If they didn't think if them people felt like he couldn't have did that part, he wouldn't have done that. And he
They
felt
wouldn't.
natural.
They wouldn't have put him there. That's right. You right.
You know, he did other movies, but that movie stood out to me because you with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro.
Al Pacino, man, that's who it was. He went head to head with
Yeah,
in the restaurant. Al
yeah,
Pacino, he was
Al
trying to crack him.
Pacino.
Al Pacino didn't smile. Rick cracked a smile. Al
Come on,
Pacino didn't
man.
smile.
Al Pacino, legendary actor, but look here, it's not a hood person that don't have a poster of him as Scarface.
Oh, for real. Yes, sir. Al Pacino.
You know, I liked him in
Yes, sir.
Carlito's Way too. Okay,
Carlito's Way. He wasn't
I
joking.
got my gun. I'm fully reloaded. He
Yeah.
played
Yeah.
all types of characters. He played a Cuban, a Puerto Rican, Italian.
Yeah.
But when you playing on the stage as Al Pacino, this is
Yeah.
what we talking about Ricky Harris, y'all.
Ricky Harris. Yes, sir.
And
Pretty
he was
Ricky.
a mentor to you. Y'all was partners.
Yes, sir.
Man,
That.
I don't know why I was going this route, but that one joke that Ricky said, man, that always sticks. It's one of the most legendary jokes. I said when I get set up, you know, I've been going around the U.S. a little bit here, and but that joke about when him and his partner, when he went up and hid up in the tree.
In the tree, yeah. The nigga said they got us. He said they got us. Said, come on, Rick, they got us. Rick said, nigga, no, they got you. Nigga, shit, they ain't got us.
That ain't that a truth.
Look, that's my favorite joke by him too. That's my
Man,
favorite joke by him too, man.
because if you just decipher, you sitting up in the tree, you see him getting arrested, and you quiet in the mud. They don't even.
That nigga got busted. That nigga said, come on, Rick, they got us. Rick said,
Hey,
no,
man.
nigga, they got you. Shit, they ain't got
You
us.
feel me? Do you ever think when we mention people like when you mention a Richard Pryor and Rick here, do you think I always be feeling like God is giving them a chance for them to look because we mentioned them?
Yeah.
Because the saying goes out of sight, out of mind.
Yes, sir. That's the saying. Out of sight, out of mind.
You know, and but back to you, man. Soon
Okay.
as you lose Ricky Harris, because you just went through so much drama,
Mm-hmm.
you had just got out of something that you didn't think you would ever see again.
Mm-hmm.
So now he is like it seemed like your threshold of getting into the majors. You feel me?
Yeah.
If you're following along with me, you know, he's close,
Yep.
he's like one. Then when you lose him, there's I'm gonna ask you, was there a battle with you not only losing that, but your own personal intake? Was there a point where you just felt like throwing your hands up and saying, I can't do this no more?
Mm, no, but I went through some depression. I went through some depression. Uh, but I know that what he had brought me through up to that point, that it was all for a reason. And 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 when uh when I lost Rick, or when we lost Rick, it was Rick was almost kind of preparing me, man, because he got sick. Hey, Lise. Okay, sis. Oh yeah, you good? I'm gonna let you in. Yeah, man. So we had lost Rick, man, and what happened was he had got sick in 2015. 2015 in December. Wait, 2014 in December, 2015 in December, and he passed in 2016 in December, right? And so the the year 2015, man, I was working out with him. We was getting back in shape. And let me tell you what Rick told me. He said, Hank, this is about 2 weeks before he passed. He said, Hank, man, if it's anything that you need me to do, you need to get it done now. Cause you know I always get sick around this time. That's what the nigga told me. I said, nigga, ain't nobody tripping. Nigga, you ain't gotta worry about that. We in shape, nigga. We working out. We was running. And so what he did is he did all the he went and did some DJ Easy Dick on some of the grimy shit for us. And he did, oh yeah, and then we did, that's when nephew Mike was talking about, we did the testimony show. It was a Ricky Harris testimony show at St. Luke. And man, right after that, that's when he said that God is real. He said he had the same thing he told me, he told the church. He said, I was in a coma. The last time I got sick, I was in a coma. And when I went in the coma, he said, I went up to heaven and I seen God. And you want to know? He said, God is real. I seen him for myself. God is real. And when he came out the coma, that's what he told me. He said, Hank, man, cause he couldn't talk good. He said, Hank, man, he said, man, God is real. He said, but you got to tell him. I said, nigga, why me? How come I got to tell him? He said, nigga, the nigga said, I ain't going to be around. That's what he told me. He said, Hank, I ain't going to be here. So he was getting me prepared. He was getting me prepared, man. And I promise you, man, Rick was an angel. That last year he was here, he was like an angel. Cause when he went into that coma and came out, after that, he was a different dude. He wasn't the same. He was like an angel, man. He was like an angel, man. So
he has experienced some stuff, man. I was trying to see if I had that. Man, I got so much stuff of y'all, man. You and Ricky at the comedy thing. You really don't know what I've got, man. I tell people that I'll be, you know, but
look, man. So listen, and let me tell you how cold God is. When I got out the pen in 2012, I hadn't talked to Rick since the 80s or the 90s. And when I got out the pen, Rick started coming by my house picking me up. Just out the blue. He like, hey, nigga, I heard you out, nigga. Come on, ride with me. Like, damn. So I started riding with him, and he kind of put it in me. I had it. I already knew I had it because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get into comedy. But man, Rick just started coming to scoop me up, man, all the time. He said, nigga, do 3 minutes for me. Do three minutes for me right now. Nigga, I do 3 minutes for that nigga. He like, nigga, you got it. And so he was working on me, man, and I can't do nothing but give him all the props. I got to give Rick all the props, man, because if it wasn't for Rick, I don't think I would have stepped out there. When the nigga, he took me.
And it's so funny. Yes.
Go ahead. He said, no, he took me to one.
Hey, man.
Yeah, he took me to one comedy show. It was him, Shang, a little light-skinned dude named Torres or something like that. And I did my little set, man, and then Shang came up, and Shang said, that nigga right there, the nigga that just got out of the jail, That nigga funny. He gonna be funny right there. That nigga Shang said that about me.
Yeah.
And that made me, nigga, that was it right there. When I nigga said that, I'm like, nigga, I'm gone. I'm old. It's a wrap. I'm old and I'm gone.
Because I
And
heard a couple of times, especially over at the Lizard Lounge, a lot of the Long Beach cats will be over, right? And Ricky, the last time I seen him, we was at the Liquid Lounge talk. That was in 2000 and what's it? 2013.
yeah.
The Liquid Lounge right there on Anaheim, Redondo Beach, Redondo Boulevard, whatever.
Yeah.
And I sometimes like Juno, some other comedians I knew that would come through Long Beach.
Arjun. You talking about Arjun, Junior?
Yeah. So Ricky was running the Rhythm Lounge as a weekly show on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
And because I knew Spanky, because Spanky was the original cat with Nick Cannon on Wild and Out.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And all that circle. So I was always one because what's his name used to try to get me to come on the show, Spanky, and I was like, man, I'm doing so much other stuff, man. You know, it seemed interesting, but I never got to go on there and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I started doing a lot more of the shows. Now I brought that up because y'all, people was like, man, how did y'all you and Big Hank? And that was nothing but God. How we meet was nothing but God. Because I had seen him in the videos and been at a couple of videos, but you know, Roy, I'm a person, I want to bring something to the table like everybody else brings something to the table. So these people are out for me to do what I'm doing now, radio show, comedian Roy Anthony and stuff. And I just knew I needed a bomb co-host. I lied to you not. I kept hearing, I'm trying to think of one name, and Big Hank's name is coming in. I ain't never called your brother on nothing else. He's in the front, I think. No problem. I told you I'm at Big Hank's house, y'all. He's in Long Beach, beautiful Long Beach, California. Now, Big Hank, I was with another homie from Watt. So me and him is talking. And I'm like, man, I need a good co-host, man. Somebody who's from the streets, who believe in God, who's, you know, we have testimonies and it's very rare that sometimes you can just be yourself without feeling being judged or anything because of situations as a youth, we mess up and we get ourselves better. So God kept putting this man's name in to be on the show with me, on the podcast. So I'm trying to think of everybody else because I'm like, man, I don't know how he's going to feel about this.
Yeah.
I tried to ignore it, y'all. I tried to just even drink. I was trying to give him a drink on and you know, like, nah, I ain't gonna call that man with that. And it was kept beating. Big Hank. Big Hank.
Yes,
Hank
yes,
Norton. Big Hank.
Yes,
That's
sir.
how I kept hearing. So I finally called him with hesitation and thinking that he may not answer the phone. And he answered the phone. Usually he don't answer the phone.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
He answered the phone. I was surprised. I said, hey, what's up, Big Hank? He said, hey, what's up, loved one? I say, man, I got this podcast. This was 3 years ago, right? I said, I got this podcast.
Her name was
They
Karen.
want me to be on the radio. It was a radio show. What,
Yeah.
I beg your pardon?
I said her name
What'd you
was
say, Big
Karen.
Hank?
I remember. Her name was Karen.
Yeah, you know, I'm that man. That's a whole, yeah, but Karen. And so I said, hey. And it was just an honor to pick him up and we go. But what was a trip is that he is going through something now real personally. Everyone knows, man, my baby daughter, she's 13. That's my sugar mama.
Yeah.
They know that she's wrapped around, I'm wrapped around her finger. I try to get loose, and his baby girl was the same to him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Yeah, man. I appreciate you, man. You got me through that, Roy. You don't even know it. Yeah, you got me
Man,
through that, man. You got me through
look, I cannot stand when someone say, "Oh, I can just imagine." Oh, my condolences. Oh,
it.
you know
Mm-mm.
what? You can look at brother and say, "Hey," and we have a podcast. We can talk. It wasn't a podcast. It was actual radio show. It wasn't a podcast.
Radio show. Radio show. Yep.
On this one for like 6 months, but because we stand up comedians, we have some things to say, and when we're on the stage, we have to make it humorous. We may
Yeah.
find something like this is where we vent a little bit. I
Yeah.
like you not. Big Hank settle in was like natural. I never get it was like a natural.
Yeah. Yes,
That lady
sir.
coming in there running, talking about all the race and all that stuff.
Yep. I remember that. Yes, sir.
But it was when people aren't ready for when God is shining, when God starts shining, people's looks changes up. Look at Moses when he seen God in face, he changed.
Yeah.
When
Yes,
you
sir.
said that Ricky told you God is real, when you were saying it, man, it just sounds so real
Yeah.
that he couldn't wait to get back.
Yeah.
If he don't tell nobody else, he told you,
That's what he did
and
do.
you done told me,
Yes,
and
sir.
with so many other people who sees it. If you don't reach, everybody worry about, oh, 1 million views. Man, I'm trying to reach one person or two.
That's it. Yeah. I don't care. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That made
Yeah.
me tear up, man.
Yes, sir, man.
Now that man's on his coma, come out of coma and say God is real.
The God is real, man. That's what he told me.
Now I tell people now, don't get it wrong. I didn't say I'm a tambourine player or a pacifist like that. If you can try Jesus, but I still working on things.
Yes, sir. He's still working on you.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. He's still working on everybody. Ain't nobody perfect. There's only one that did it right,
Yeah.
perfectly. Only one.
And they say, what would Jesus do? Well, he would get, you know, for one, he's going to forgive. He
He gonna
doesn't
forgive.
see the ugly. He sees it and he chases it away.
Yes, sir.
The demon said, show us where we can go, right? Now, when I started having a realization that how God works was when I called Big Hank, and then when all of a sudden I'm not that reporter who's trying to get that story. When it came down to his baby girl, when he came down for him to talk about it,
Hmm.
it was for Big. And when he said, "Hey man, I want to," man, people, you can't help but tear because the thing is, y'all seen him. You're like, oh, but believe me, there's hurt that you don't let it overwhelm him, and he stays by the church.
Hmm.
This man comes out of a coma and said, God is real. You be crazy in the mother. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Of everything Ricky could have accomplished, or he could have said, man, I didn't get my Oscar.
Right.
That should be a celebration. He comes out saying God is real.
That's exactly what he
Nothing
did.
else mattered.
Yes, sir.
And
Exactly what he said.
with you being obedient, bro, this is why God has blessed you. I'm telling you, my man was just living around the corner in a duplex.
Yeah. In a
One
one
bedroom.
in a one bedroom. Yes, sir.
Now his house is bigger than all the duplexes. I'm minding my own. I'm back here in the back, man. We got some fellas that popped up and stuff.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna bring them on in. We got
Yes, sir.
DJ Styles and King Mo. I'm gonna bring them on in, man. Man, what's up?
Style.
I was just mentioning y'all. DJ Styles said that he was like the blue moon, but man, glad to see you again, bro.
What's up, Styles?
What going on,
Oh,
fellas?
you gotta unmute your mic. Unmute your mic, Styles. We couldn't hear you. There you go.
What's up, family? How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
All right, all right.
Yes, man. It's
Yes,
good
sir.
seeing you, man. I was just talking about you, man.
It's
Relating
good to
about
be
with some
seen by
guys.
who? You said what's going on with who?
I said I was just mentioning you earlier about when you was at that party and those guys, you know,
Man,
and but it's what it was in how you said it. Everybody probably would have said it the same way, but I've been
right,
thinking about that because it was interpreted wrong. You feel me?
right.
My
Because
grandmother
I
said,
see.
"Don't let your good be spoken evil of." If you over there with a whole bunch of dudes and there's women, well, what else are you supposed to think?
So, I look because that's my question every time I go to. Okay, it's in the middle of this flow half naked and you in the cut or you just standing by watching. But when that new Drake, Gucci, Gotti, Pooh Shiesty come on, you in the middle of the dance floor with a huddle of niggas jumping and bucking.
Mm-mm.
What am
Yeah.
I supposed to think?
Well, you know what? Next time, you know what? I would be like, I wouldn't say nothing and try to see how many of I can go with me.
There you go, Elise.
More the merrier then. What's
You're
up
gonna
with
know
you,
your way
King Mo?
around here in a minute.
Man,
How you
rough out
doing,
here for
bro?
you, boy, man. Hey,
King
for
Mo.
real. What
Hey,
going on with you?
All
what
right, loved
city you
one.
in?
Right now, I'm on my way on the other side of Nashville.
Okay. So DJ Styles, you in Memphis, you in Nashville. Me and Big Hank out here in Long Beach. Beautiful
Yes, sir.
day. I
Yes,
see
sir.
the
Beautiful.
sun shining through y'all windows.
Yeah.
Oh yes, sir. It's still
Man,
cold. Don't
they
get me wrong.
still got a little breeze out here.
Hey, but guess what, man? You heard what we was talking about. And sometimes we look at it now, we all coming from all parts of the US. I've been finding out that my voice is getting stronger and those who's with me, you know what I'm saying, people is paying attention to us. That's why I said I got to start using better judgment on the things that I say because just because you have a testimony don't mean that you got to just constantly be an untestimony. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
God is
Facts.
blessing you don't mean that you need to start acting a fool. See, I
Facts.
always think about the guy who made up, he filled up his barns, and his barns was all filled up. And he said, I think I'm gonna chill back, drink and party. I don't have to work no more. And God
Mm-hmm.
said, this day your soul belongs to me. Ricky said, if anything, that last testimony that God is real, he didn't say nothing about, hey man, you need to get your money in order. He need to get your, you know what I'm saying, and get your cryptocurrencies. He told you God is real.
And
Listen,
he told me to tell him. He said, Hank, you gotta tell him. And so every time I did a Ricky Harris show, that's the first thing I would come out with. God is real, man. Rick told me to tell y'all, man, God is real. Yes, sir.
and he had the video. I was trying to see if I had that video where
Mm-hmm.
I was there on there. But what's the trip is that y'all got testimonies. You know God is real, DJ Styles, right?
I
Let me share
definitely
something
know.
with y'all. Let me share something with
I de-
y'all.
Oh, go ahead,
King Mo.
Let
Kimo.
me know if let me know if y'all can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we hear
Check
you.
check this out. I'm gonna give you two testimonies. First
Hold
testimony
on,
I'm gonna
man.
give.
Hold up now. Hold up. We're
Hold on,
not visiting
hold
in
on.
your home Baptist
No,
This
church.
the DJ
no, no,
King Mo
no, no.
show.
No, it's real though. Like for real, and speaking on what you're saying. Now, I was at FedEx back in 13. It was on the Sunday after 6 o'clock because the time it went back or whatever. And I'm riding around on the yard mule. You know what I'm saying? I was on a frantic. I'm like, God, you said in your word this, and if I come to you to this, this. At the time, I didn't know not to try God, not to question God, and His work. I didn't know that, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when once I wait a minute, I'm gonna get this out. Once I parked I went and parked in a corner. And when I parked in that corner, y'all, this is no lie. I'm sitting there like, cause I'm all mad or whatever. I can't remember why I was mad. In about 30 seconds, I was like this, blanked out.
Yeah.
When I went to another
Yeah.
realm, you know what I'm saying? It looked like I was standing on this bus stop corner. It was a concrete, pure Snow White with a stop sign. This old guy, I'm getting cold chills too, and I'm not even cold. This old black guy came up. He was walking just like this, with long plaits and a long beard, plaited beard. And when he got to me, my insides felt like somebody was cutting it with a knife, because it got just that hot. And he asked me two questions. He said, "Do I not bless you when it's time for you to get blessed?" He said, "Do I not answer your prayers when you pray to me?" And a lot of y'all not. Only thing that came on my mouth was, "Yes, Father, yes, you do." So when I came back to, a lot of y'all not, it was dark again. Like from the light to the dark, it was dark again. I'm like, damn, what just happened? So from where I was sitting there, about 400 yards in front of me, when I got like back to the close of the building, the Spirit spoke to me. The Holy Spirit come to you in any shape, form, or fashion.
Yes, sir.
That's one. The second one, the second encounter I had, when I was staying in Clarksdale, and I was this apartment that me and my ex-wife were living in. While we were living in this apartment, when you come out the back room, then you in the living room. When you're in the living room, then the living room, you had a patio door. That's how we were set up. But the furniture that I just got rid of, it was in the dream because it was a sectional with the army on it. Granted, in reality time, there's a picture of my little brother laying on my little cousin laying on the couch, and my baby brother was patting him on the back in this picture. It was like a picture took in the 80s. But in this dream, my little brother who was incarcerated, he was in that state where he was getting patted on the back, but you won't believe who was patting him. Jesus was the one that was patting him, because when I walked towards, he had this white robe on, and his feet was in this glow in mid-air. And when I was getting, damn, I'm getting tongue tied. When I was getting close to him, I could hear the Spirit telling me in the dream, kneel down at the feet of Jesus. Kneel down at the feet of Jesus. So when I kneeled down and went to praying and went to confess for my sins and all my wrongfulness or whatever, he got up from patting my little brother to getting ready beside me. And while I'm praying, he's right here. I'm praying, talking to him in my mind, but he's sitting right here. So there was a confrontation going on outside. You know, us being us, we want to get up and see what's going on. It was a young man outside being chased by other guys. But I couldn't get up out of there because the whole time I'm praying, the Spirit talking to me, do not leave this prayer without closing it with amen. So when I get ready to get up again, the Spirit told me 3 more times, do not leave your prayer without closing it with amen. So by the time I said amen, I got up off my knees and I went outside and to talk to the young man. He went down to try to reach and grab something to hit me with, and I looked at him. I said, hold on. I said, whatever you're going through, Jesus standing right there, give it to him. You know, he got it. He can handle it. And the boys that was chasing him, they fled away, and he ended up fleeing away from me. And so when I turned around, Jesus was standing in my patio door looking at me like with this kind of, I ain't going to call it no smile, but it was like this unexplainable look. So by the time I got ready to walk to him, the sky got real light and real bright, and I ended up going up and I woke up.
Man.
Right. Different ways God has to show himself to people. That's, that's how I see it.
Yes,
he
sir.
didn't tell us to be no sheep herders. He told us he'll reveal ourselves. Where's DJ Styles? I thought his phone was messing up. I wanted to hear him.
Came on. I felt that though. I felt that, man.
Yeah.
Way over here. I felt that when you was giving it to me.
See, different ways. So it's honest. See, before
I was sitting there.
Hey, you freezing up, King Mo?
Yeah.
He on the highway and stuff down there. King Mo,
What
you got stuff. Hey, DJ Styles, how you know God is real, bro?
I can hear
My
y'all loud. I'm,
Hold up, King
my
Mo. You was freezing. DJ Styles got it right now.
well, my the reason why I know, well, how I know God is real. Uh, my entire life is a testimony, to be honest. And unashamed to say it. Uh, to shorten it, I can just random events. Didn't go to college. Didn't put in no applications. Didn't do nothing. Had a 20-something three on ACT. Still wasn't trying to do nothing with it. And God still came around, gave me a scholarship to do what I actually wanted to do, even though I didn't know I wanted to do it. Like I've been blessed to meet notable artists, entertainers, and everything all throughout my life. One of the most recent testimonies that I like to give is my ability and skill for DJing. I give all glory to God for that, because I was
Yeah.
only taught the basics at the age of 13, and I've been on my own since then. So like between working and take care of my house, because I don't stay with nobody. Ain't in mama house. Ain't I got a house. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't always have time to just sit down like right now talking to y'all, or sit down and practice a mix or DJing. I don't always have time, but whenever it's time for me to step up and DJ something, they take care of me. Like it's a blessing to be able to DJ for artists like Plies, Duty Wild, be on TV, Spring Break in Panama
Yeah.
City, like stuff like that. Like, and I look at myself like sometimes I could, post a video on Instagram. I wish I could, I want more people to notice me, but God noticed me. That's all I care. So
And man, I'm glad you brought that up too, because people have said to me, "Oh, how many viewers do you have?" I can get a machine and pay these one people or whatever and make all types of views. But I said, let God, because if I can reach two or three. Now, I was listening to all y'all, man. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Knowing God since I've been a kid, I always believed there was something, because that's the only religion that you can concentrate on 10, 15 minutes. I don't care how much you chant. I used to be in some martial arts, so I used to call myself chanting like the Shaolin. Nothing happens, right? I don't care what you study. Jesus and God is the only ones I know where you concentrate on that, and in 5 minutes something starts happening. You start feeling
Mhm.
remorse, right?
Yes, sir.
A feeling comes up over you, you know. So, but I want to bring this. I want to share this about me, man. In 2007, I'm working for a firm, but I'm in Corona. I got the type of job where I can work at a hotel because my personal life is to the waist. I done got caught up in the baby mama drama stuff, like some guys, which I've always wanted to avoid. And I was sometimes I'm sitting back and would be drinking after I get off work, and all of a sudden I seemed like I was real angry. And so I'm not God catches me at time is unaware. So I'm in Corona in this hotel with nothing but Mexicans around and everything. I go down to the food truck. That's my dinner and breakfast. Get some of that. that hot coffee with some cinnamon in there and get one of them unsweetened rolls and stuff, eating that for breakfast, and then give me a Toteros but anyway, at the end, corn on the stick for lunch. But I had the TV on and I was walking by, I was in the shower and it just happened to be on and Creflo Dollar was on and he was talking about forgiveness. And I don't know what it was, but as I listened to him, it was coming from Mark 11, 5 through 21. Now, I'm deep in gang and stuff, right? I'm so, I don't know how I can make someone understand where my life comes from. But all
You
of a
had to get
sudden,
delayed from
God
a
said,
lot to get delivered where you at.
wait a minute. So God tells me, he said, hey, you need to forgive. And I kept reading that part where it says, if you have fault with anybody, forgive them so God in heaven can forgive you. Because I'm constantly saying, God, I need forgiveness. So, man, I got on my knees, right? And I start asking, Lord, I want to forgive everybody in my life. It was something I did, right? So I started back as early as I could remember from the second and third grade when the teacher lied on me, all types of stuff. I just started purging myself, right? I lied to you not. The more I started getting into it, things was being brought to me myself. Little stuff in the streets, stuff in the home, stuff. Oh, man, I started forgiving. And the more I forgave, shackles came off of me. Weights came off of me. I was when you said that Ricky came out of the coma and said God is real. I was reading about a guy who was in a coma and he went and God told him he can't come in because he had these two seeds in his chest, which were seeds of unforgiveness. And everybody he noticed that was turning around, was getting turned away, had seeds of unforgiveness in the chest. They said some people had 10, some people had 1. You can't get in there because that's what he says more than anything in his word, to forgive. Now, this is when I knew that God is real because I didn't think that I could forgive on certain things.
Right.
That's when I knew. Look at the
Yes,
4
sir.
brothers right here. Look, the common denominator is that, all right, we have to believe God. We're not saying this isn't a scripture hour or whatever. This is testimonies from real men who's been out there in them streets. And
Yes, sir.
in the way this world has thrown us curves. And guess what? I don't blame nobody but the devil.
Yes, sir.
That's my enemy.
Yes, sir.
We got a new joke I've been going around telling them, Big Hank and Styles. Chemo, I've been telling them jokes. I've been like, here, we've been saying, when somebody's getting mad now, I'll be like, oh, you just gonna let that demon take over? You just gonna let him take over? I know you in there.
Mm-hmm.
Forget
Dude, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let me tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I'm saying what I'm saying. Because when it comes this way, I look at the individual. Come on, spirit. Come on up out of there. Cause that ain't who I'm talking to. You can't have me. I talk
Well,
to
I'm
that
saying
spirit
the
at
same
that
thing.
moment.
We're saying is, hey, don't let that demon take
Wow.
over.
Mm-hmm.
Because see, look, the movies make people think that the devil, can make you do something. He can only do suggestions. The fear is what controls people. When you fear something, you can control you. And so with fear, okay, if people say, oh, I ain't scared. As soon as they said it was going to be a quarantine, people start thinking about that show, The Night of the Living Dead type shows, where you got to quarantine yourself in the house. So they start buying all this toilet paper and water. And when the computers was being turned over in 1999, they made us think like, hey, it's fear. When you get people in fear, they're running amok, and the people who stays calm and collective are the ones that's making some stuff happen. You cannot get anywhere with fear. You got people scared now that if they don't pay their tithes, they're gonna be broke. You're broke now until you start getting a job. Pray and say, God, give me a job. And then when you get your monies up, different people has beliefs, that's me. Farmers grew when they had to pay from the farmers, they had to grow for a season. But we all have experience. I'm gonna always tell somebody, because I can't blame a person. It has to be that demon, King Mo. You got the spirit of hate. That's a demon.
Yep.
Jealousy.
Yep.
I got one more testimony, man.
Go ahead, bro.
Just trip this. Because back when I was in the lifestyle, we used to do a few things. So we used to jack dope houses, right? So I had a little crew, me, a nigga named Doug, and a nigga named Man. We jacked the dope house. This particular house we jacked, the nigga who we jacked, he knew me from the penitentiary. So to make a long story short, I'm the only one left from that robbery. He shot one of them 6 times. He shot one of the niggas. He shot Dog 6 times. They killed Man, and the nigga had the gun on me. But the gun jammed on me. Yeah, it ain't jam on nobody else. The other nigga shot 6 times. The gun didn't jam. The gun didn't jam, but the gun jammed when he tried to kill me. He had me dead to right. He had the gun to my head. He said, yeah, nigga, now what? And I'm here to talking to y'all right now, so I know who God is real. You hear me? I know. And I'm here for a reason. The other 2 cats ain't here. He let me hang around for a reason. So I know.
And I'm looking at everybody. I see some.
That little nigga that we robbed, he was a real killer though. That nigga was not playing around. He was trying to get his man. He wasn't playing around.
Hey, King Mo's thing, something's going on.
Yes, sir.
But I'm listening to you, Big Hank. And see, this is the thing that's even when that time when the different things that you can look back, even when we didn't even realize when we came back in.
That's when we know
realize
that he had us covered the whole time.
And the thing is that
all right, baby.
See, being ignorant, y'all, we know is when you don't know.
Thank you.
Being ignorant is when you don't know and stuff. You'll be foolish to now think you can do the same things you did before,
right? And
knowing that God brought you in
and get away with it. Yes, sir. That's right.
I used to gamble a lot, y'all. I used to gamble a lot. I was trying to get some money back from something I lost, and you just break yourself. That's a merry-go-round. I get off of that. I got off of that. I ain't gambled since 2015. I go to Vegas and look at the shows. I don't do no gambling. Yes, sir. But, to get off of that, and I would tell anybody, if you have a problem with gambling, get you a gambling game on your phone where it makes it seem you winning fake monies, but you. I'm gonna tell you how God did me. So when I started going to games, I'm gonna play these games to get that thrill of winning or something, right? Taking a chance. One morning, I never forget, it was a Saturday, y'all, about 3 years ago. My kids wanted to go to the mall. And I was always used to saying, I don't have it right now, right? Because it's Saturday morning, on Friday night, I done gambled because I get paid on Friday, you feel me? But I done gambled, I just got to pay these bills. I don't have what they could kick it with. So they like, please, I get up to see how much money I got. And I got a G. I'm like, what the world did I do? I worked and realized, man, I haven't been gambling, man. I was able to, And I started saying, Lord, I thank you. I was able to give the kids some money. But I'm saying is, I had put a pattern in my life where I was used to getting up in the same morning. If I was at home Saturday morning, that means I was got broke.
Yeah.
If that makes sense to anyone.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when I realized there was God as far as my bank. See, sometimes we want to use God for this thing and that thing. I've been learning to use God in everything I do.
Everything.
Everything. Decisions I'm making, for real, y'all. He ain't never once told me about how I dress. He has not asked me, Roy, don't wear no gold chain. Nothing. He had talked to me about forgiving and showing love and all that, man. So, hey, y'all, DJ Styles, man, you welcome to come on every single time, man. If you got a, hey, look, pump up what your next event is. Tell us what the world is, and before we get off here,
Coming up.
You got something going on with the colleges.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Okay.
phone.
So coming up in December, I'll be in Texas for the Fleet DJs Texas Fleet Week. In March, let's make sure I'll be at Jackson State University first, and then the following week I'll be at Tennessee State University. DJ King gonna be out there rocking the crowd. Anybody's in Memphis, y'all can feel free to come down to Coyote Ugly on the weekends and see me, or the Magnolia Hideout to see King Mo. Let's see. Oh, I'm on down here. If y'all feel like tuning in to me and my co-host, we have a show on Mondays and Wednesdays called The Lounge on Power 99 The Mix.
You have an internet way of listening to it?
Yeah, you can download the app or go follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever, and we'll be on there.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Hey, man, I want to thank you once again. Big Hank, you want to give out a shout out of what you got coming up next, bro?
Man, I got a show coming up in Memphis, Tennessee, November 20th with DJ King Mo and Roy Anthony, man. I'm gonna be down that way, man. November 20th, man. Come down there and be square, man. Come fuck with your boy.
Hey.
I'm gonna be down there.
Hey, man, I had to come here too personally. I had to ask Miss Big Hank for his permission. I'm also on a mission. That's why I've been talking more about the Lord today.
Look, I'm gonna end my segment saying this: whenever you get delayed, you're being prepared to be delivered.
Amen. Preaching King Mo. We call him Preaching King Mo, man.
Hey, man, when I seen him, I said what picture he wanted on the flyer.
Yeah.
And my man sent the vote.
I seen the flyer too, but I wasn't gonna talk about it.
That's the picture he sent me, DJ Styles. Wait a minute, the lady edited the picture up.
All right, yeah.
Look, he done came himself out. He edited the picture up because when he sent it to me, it was like he was like this. Ta-da!
Oh my God!
Is that your wrong picture?
Man.
That nigga said you was on there like ta-da.
Yeah, as soon as I opened it up, I said, "Man, I need a picture for the flyer if you have one." He sent it out my phone, and I did. All of a sudden, it was like.
He said, ta-da.
I said, "Are you wearing a bow tie?" But it looks good on there, dog. It looks good, man.
King Mo, we're gonna have a blast.
Oh yes. So hey, man, hey fellas, we about to get out of here, man. I'm about to bring up our exit. I'm hoping to see the fellas and everything, and y'all pray for me because I'm about to go in here and talk to Miss Big Hank and stuff and give her promises. Hey man, God bless y'all, man.
Yes, sir. All right.
Hey, is this thing on? Can you hear me? Is anybody out there? Hey, tune in. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank. It's the hottest show, homie.